start. We'll have Mitch here during the race, but we've got Brad and Phil who will update us of what's going on, the technology here. Just to let you know, folks, state of the art what goes on in the commentary box. The only part of the track the boys can see is the start-finish area here, but the amazing addition of there is over 30 cameras out there, 30 camera positions, and the boys can flick from camera to camera and see the whole race result. It's just like being there, as they say. So great technology, thank the Hampton Downs. This is legendary. So to Brad and Phil, take it away, guys.
Thanks very much, Neil. Yeah, look, we're getting closer and closer and closer. The track record that we're talking about, 1:35.058. It went in qualifying, and there is the man that was fastest in qualifying on the number one. He's the defending champion. This is Sloane Frost on the Fujitsu Suzuki. Alongside of him, watch for Scotty Moyer. Dan met him, won race number one. Ellie Hugenbotham now leading the points, but nothing in it. 3 points in it here in the Superbikes. It's as close as you want. A DNF for Scott Moyer in race number one certainly hurt his points chase. But as you heard Mitch say, halfway through the championship, 2 rounds to go, Manfield and then Taupo. Watch when the lights go on. They'll go out immediately and we will be racing here. And the Superbikes, race number 2 for them. Great start from Scott Moyer by the look of it. And Sloane Frost looks like he might lead them into 1. So Suzuki's 1 and 2 for the moment here in the early going. Dan met him right up there as well. Alistair Hugenbotham looking to capitalise as they head down into the long straight here at turn 2. I can predict, Brad, it'll be a Suzuki in the front, or have I got the predictions wrong?
Yep, Suzuki in the front. It is Sloane Frost. Daniel Medham now up into second place, and Sloane Frost dropping back to third. So Scotty Moyer back into third there. Damon Rees up into fourth place. So the start he needed off the second row. Brilliant stuff from Demon Damo. So this is all our major contenders right up the front of the moment. But it is Daniel Medham drag them down the straight. He'll lead them out of Swampy's Curve and into the Double Bastard.
Well, the thing with Dan Medham is you don't want to get into a braking duel with him. He is the absolute last of the late breakers. Is the young man from Auckland. Spent our off-season up in the Northern Hemisphere. Sadly broke his leg up there when he was doing some road racing up in England and Ireland, but back to his very best. But kind of has had a slow start to the championship, and this could be his redemption. You heard Mitch Rees say he really desperately wants to win the TT, so maybe he wants to win this as well. But at the moment, it's the defending champion in the front as they come down the short chute and into the Pirelli sweeper at the bottom end of the circuit. Suzuki's 1, 2 and 3 at the moment in the early stages of this race 2 of the Superbikes over 8 laps.
Yeah, this is brilliant stuff. Sloane Frost got the job done back up into there. So there he is, the update. The number 1, the Fujitsu New Zealand Suzuki. Sloane Frost, Daniel Medham in second with Scotty Moyer. Suzuki 1, 2, 3. Damon Rees in there. Connor London in 5th. Olivia Zamperi 6th with Jake Lewis there in 7th place. So a great start. We're not sure where Al Hoogie is, so we'll try and catch up an Al Hoogie update. Not the start he wanted off the front row. So Alistair Hugenbotham, they're not in our top 7 as we see them fly down the back straight. And it is still Sloane Frost, the awesome commentator's dream, the white fairings, the Fujitsu New Zealand TSS Red Baron Suzuki. He's sitting there in first as they head out of Kev's Carousel. Daniel Medham and Scotty Moyer second and third on your picture at the moment.
Alistair back in 11th place at the moment, so he's had a problem in that opening lap. And another good ride looks like it's coming here from Livio Zamperi up inside the top 5. So we were pretty stunned with his performance yesterday on the Carl Cox Suzuki, and Connor London just up ahead of him in 4th place.
Yeah, and just here with Mitch again, and Mitch, smile on your face for Damo. Is that sort of where he wanted to be? How would he be feeling right now?
Yeah, for sure. You know, that's a better start. You know, coming from 6th, 4th already. Just be interesting to see how his race distance goes. I know we've got a different compound of tyre on there to try, so it'll either work or it won't.
Well, there we go, do or die from a racing point of view. As we go back to Phil, ready for an update.
Yeah, and I think Livio Zamperi just got up the inside of Connor London there, so 5th and 6th have changed spots, but Damo looking pretty safe in 4th. No change at the front of the field, as I mentioned before. Alistair Hugenbotham back through the field, came through last time in 11th place. We'll see if he's improved any as they head up the top of the hill once again, and it is closer now as Moyer moves through and gets a little bit closer to Sloane Frost as they head down into 1 once again, and Dan Medham there as well.
No change around those two.
Scott Moyer said to me that the bike was good, but they had that mechanical issue yesterday, and
Just smashed that record.
the lap record's gone as well. Scott Moyer with that 1:34.727, so obviously they're back on track. The old lap record of 1:35.058 that was held by the defending champion, and that is, of course, Sloane Frost, and he's now back in the lead of this one. So a 1:34, so the pace is on in the Superbikes as we expected.
Yeah, have a look at that.
Called it, Mitch Rees called it, Brad, to coming over the top, and there we go. Thank you. He's just been notified of that time at 1:34.7. You thought it was going to go, but that wouldn't be the lap necessary to get the best time, so it could still be smashed again, Mitch.
Oh, for sure. You know, it's still got a few laps to go. Yeah, there's no reason why any of them can't make their way forward. I see they've just dropped Dan Medham off the back a little bit with those fast times, so you know, Dan might make a sort of surge. He's real good at the end of the race, so yeah, we'll see what happens there. And Damo looks like he's sitting solid. Connor's back up inside Livio, so yeah, she's some good racing out there.
And I think that might be Alistair just in behind them, so he's tacking on to that second bunch, if you like, as they come through. Remember, Alistair Hugenbotham, the points leader, just 3 in it as they started this race, but he's back a ways now. Sloane Frost in the front, Scott Moyer through in second, then Dan Medham, as you heard Mitch say, just starting to tail off a little bit, but maybe he can come back. Plenty of laps still to go. We're 4 down, 4 to go here in the Superbikes.
Yeah, definitely. Look at Scotty Moyer, the fastest man on track at the moment, so doesn't improve his lap time, still the 1:34.7, but definitely right on the back of Sloane Frost, so that's definitely something we're going to have to look out for as they head down the back straight. It is still the white bike of Sloane Frost in there, but look at that now with Scotty Moyer and Dan Medham right there, so back to a 3-way fight with Demon Damo Rees in 4th place there, so this is going to be a great 4 laps to go here at Hampton Downs.
Yeah, well, Medham picked all that up under braking going into 2, and he's right there, right on the back of Scott Moyer. This is sort of what we saw last time round as well.
There we go, Scotty Moyer up the inside into the double B, not quite close enough, but definitely showed Sloane the front wheel there, so this is definitely all on here. So Sloane Frost in the lead of this one, but under immense pressure, and I think just holding up Scotty Moyer at the moment, so Scotty's got to try and find a way through. They're not going to be able to do that into high pool, so just 4 of them, but look at Damon Rees now up onto this group as well, so the more these guys fight, the better it's going to be for Damon Rees, so looking forward to this one. They head into Porsche, and still no change at the moment. There we go. Oh, there it is. Daniel Medham snuck up the inside and stood him up. So Daniel Medham, we have a change now. So Daniel Medham come from absolutely nowhere and snuck his Coleman's K Road Gold Suzuki into 2nd place.
And Damon Rees, as you mentioned, on the Honda Riders Insurance's big Honda 1000 has got into this battle as well. So it'll be a 4-way go this time round. Sloane Frost hanging on by the skin of his teeth here as they come up over the top of the hill once more. There is Medham now, dives down the inside. You're not going to outbreak Dan Medham, and he goes into the front as they head down through 1. So Dan Medham hits the front on the Coleman's K Road Suzuki. Sloane Frost goes back to 2nd, then it's Moyer, and Damon Rees gets a little bit closer as well.
Oh, this is scintillating racing. So there we go with Dan Medham under brakes into turn 2, the Foster's Construction right-hander, then Sloane Frost with Scotty Moyer all over the back of him, and Damon Rees now right there as well. So the Team Rees Racing team all into this one now with Damo right there in 4th place.
Well, Moyer really putting the pressure on Sloane Frost here as we track them on the cameras. There is absolutely nothing in this. But Dan Medham, well, I've said he's the last of the late breakers. He's been that since he was a teenager, since he got started in racing. He's done the Red Bull Rookies. He's ridden the Superbike for the last few years. I mentioned he's been up in the Northern Hemisphere. He's leading this one.
Change for 2nd as well.
Yeah,
We've got Scotty Moyer up into 2nd place.
Side of Frost to go through into 2nd place. Damon Rees getting a little bit closer out of the high pull hairpin. They come heading to the Porsche dipper once more. 4 of them have broken away, and that's where the money's going to change hands. The prize money's going to be dished out as they come into the dipper once again. Dan's right there. Should I say Damon's right there. In fact, he's gone through. He's gone into 3rd by the look of it. He goes around the outside.
Yeah, good move.
And it gets the spot. So a change once again in the positions as they head up the hill once more. It'll be Dan Medham on the Suzuki New Zealand Coleman Suzuki Gull Fuels GSXR 1000 in the lead, or will it? Yes, it is, and he's just started to extend a little bit. Scott Moyer's right there, though. Then we go back to Damo Rees, and then we go back to Sloane Frost. So there is nothing in this. Connor London, again, a great ride up into 4th place. Livio Zamperi in it as well. But boy, There is laps to run, and I tell you what, I don't know if I want to pick a winner yet, Brad.
Well, I'll tell you what, the other thing too, Phil, to look out, was to notice from lap to lap, Sloane Frost went from 1st to 4th place as well. That all happened in a tyre lap, and here's Mitch keeping an eye on Damon. That's an improved performance.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I think that tyre's obviously looking quite solid. See if he can hang with Scotty and Dan at the moment, but hey, 3rd place is pretty good as well. You know, unfortunately to see Al still stuck back in 9th there. Needs to make his way forward if he wants to keep in the championship hunt. Yeah, he's just been too kind to those boys. He needs to make it happen.
Well, here we go. So there's hearing it from Mitch.
There we go. Yeah. Al Hoogie needs to make it happen. Get on the pit board, Mitch. Get the Team Hoogie Racing pit board out. Make it happen. As we see Daniel Medham under a bit of pressure into high pull. Scotty Moore right up the back wheel of him, and then Damon Rees and Sloane Frost. So Sloane just starting to drop off this little 4-pack, but one little dicey move and could bring it all back into play. So Daniel Medham neat and tidy through the Porsche Dipper, and Scotty Moore right there behind him, Damon Rees and Sloane Frost. Look for the update in 5th. It is Connor London, and there is Jake Lewis and James Hugenbotham fighting it out there for 6th and 7th place. So great racing all over, but we'll keep an eye on this 4-pack. There'll be 2 to go as they cross the line.
Interesting, I was talking to somebody, and I won't name their name names, but they were saying that yes, Dan Medham is a real demon on the brakes, but he hasn't quite got the full-on speed of a Scott Moyer or a Damon Rees or a Sloane Frost. Will we wait and see what happens with that prediction? At the moment, he's in the front of the field, and that's where you want to be. That's where you get your maximum points.
Yeah, Scotty Moyer got a great drive out of turn 1, and so they go under the pedestrian overbridge, and definitely not quite close enough, but definitely knows he's right there. So Daniel Medham leads him into turn 2. Scotty Moyer right there as well. Damon Rees, sorry, and then go back to Sloane Frost. So this 4-way battle, this is what the crowds come to see at Hampton Downs Moto Fest.
0.115 of a second, the gap between Daniel Medham and Scott Moyer as they head through into the Swampy's curves and out towards the, should I say, Kev's Carousel, Swampy's curves and out towards the Double Bastard. And this is where Medham is a little bit quicker. I think, as I mentioned, he's very good on brakes, and there's lots of curves here in this part of the international circuit. And as they come out toward the Double B, it is still Daniel Medham in the front.
Yeah, definitely still the update there. Daniel Medham just does enough late braking to keep Scotty behind him, and then he loves this part of the track. He's very strong through the Porsche Dipper, and see if Scotty can get a good drive again. But no, Daniel Medham, just class performance from Dan, so he's going to get around into turn 10, and then Scotty Moore, look at him reel him in and get right up on the back wheel. So this is a hell of a race we've got on our hands, and the white flag is ready and waiting when they cross the line.
Yeah, 1 to go here on the international circuit at Hampton Downs. Dan Medham in the front, Scott Moyer in second, then it's Damon Rees, Sloane Frost, Connor London, Jake Lewis, James Hugenbotham. Then we go back to Alistair right in behind his brother
side
now.
by side.
There is nothing in it between the brothers from Christchurch. There is nothing in it at the front of the field. I can tell you the track cruise briefing is now on at the podium suite, so if you want to be part of the track cruise, you can go to the podium suite and do that.
Right, just going over to Mitch, and Mitch, you've seen Damon that time. He's just almost slipped off a fraction. Any idea what might have happened?
Yeah, I just think those boys at the front, they're fighting. And Dan, you know, like we say, he's maybe not the fastest guy, but he's so good on the brakes. I was watching yesterday with Sloane going up inside of him, and I thought that was pretty keen, and, you know, he went down, you know. You just can't pass Dan under brakes. So I'll be surprised to see Scotty get Dan in the last lap here, but hey, anything can happen. Good to see Al has made his way forward, but, you know, he just needs to smash his brother out of the way and get up there.
Well, they're close now. Scott Moore just eating up the ground behind Dan Medham. There's nothing in this, probably a bike length, maybe a little bit more, as they come out of the Double B and head down into the high pull hairpin. Still the Aucklander leading the man from Taupo for the moment. Then we go back to Damon Rees. He's safe in 3rd place. And Sloane looks like he's pretty safe in 4th, but it's all on at the front.
Oh, Dan's in deep in the Porsche Dipper, and Scotty's up the inside, and we've got to change for the lead. So Dan Medham definitely, we talked about how good he is under brakes, but that time just out-braked himself a little bit, went in too deep, and we've got a new race leader with 1 corner to go, the turn 10 sweeper, Scotty Moyer, the CD Vanderbeer Builders Suzuki. He is going to lead them out of turn 10 and up the hill. So Dan's right there, though. It's going to be a run to the line.
Well,
but I think might...
again in the Superbikes, I think we're going to see here, Brad, is he going to be able to pull out, or has he got a good drive going? Scott Moyer's going to lead it, though. It's going to be desperately close. There is absolutely nothing in it, but it's Scott Moyer that gets the lead, and I think will take back the Superbike points lead as well. So Taupo Scott Moyer, the CD Vandermeer's Suzuki New Zealand Zealand Suzuki gets it by 0.0067 of a second. So great racing in the Superbikes as we've come to expect. Dan met him across the line in second place, and it was Damon Rees in third, Sloane Frost, the defending champion, in fourth, Connor London, Jake Lewis, James Hugenbosen beating his brother Alistair from Tony Rees. So that's the order of finish in race number 2. Now that one was 8 laps. The TT is 15. What is going to happen?
A whole different race, and here with Mitch Rees at the moment, brother Demon Domo within 1 second. Will the team be happy there, Mitch?
Oh, for sure, Damo's going to be pumped with that. You know, it's a good, solid finish there. He's made some more points up in the championship, obviously with the change there. You know, it's just good to see that he's, you know, made his way forward with the suspension. Unfortunate for Al, not making the best of starts there, but hey, that, like I said before, you know, Dan was his own worst enemy there. He outbraked himself, and Scotty took the win. So yeah, no, it's you can't call it as you see it on the last lap, because you know everything changes.
Wow, what a dramatic race. So there we go. We'll be pleased to talk to Scott. Thank you, Mitch. What's your role today? On crutches, but you're offering advice, support, or have you got your hands dirty?
Oh, I changed some tyres, you know, got to do these things now and again. No, just a social butterfly, go and talk to everyone and hang out and do my thing for Honda. You know, that's what we're here for, and as much as I can do, yeah.
There's no such thing as a free lunch.
Oh, you can try.
Great words from Mitch, thank you. Well done, thank you, Brad and Phil. We'll be down and seeing you on the podium shortly.
Yeah,
Scott
brilliant
Moyer
stuff.
rescues maybe his championship here at Hampton Downs with that race in the 8 lapper. As I said, the TT coming up this afternoon, maybe a slightly different kettle of fish.